All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to jump into something pretty fascinating. AI, artificial intelligence, it's everywhere, right?
It really is.
But we're looking specifically at like everyday AI. How is it actually showing up in the tools and things we use every day?
Exactly. And we had this breakdown. It's from an industry analyst, and they found 50 different AI tools for everyday life. It's incredible.
50. That's a lot. Like I knew AI was becoming more mainstream, but 50 tools. It makes you realize it's not just for like tech specialists anymore, is
It's
it?
not. We're way past that.
Yeah.
Developers are really focused on all these everyday problems, and how AI can solve them. It's touching so many different areas of our lives, everything from, how we communicate to how we get things done to our well-being, even our homes. It's pretty wild.
Okay, so we've got to break this down then.
Right.
Like, where do we even start with 50 tools?
Well, why don't we start with communication and content creation?
Yeah.
This seems like the area where AI is really exploding right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like AI writing assistants, everybody's talking about those, right?
Yeah. They're getting a ton of attention. Like one example is Write Sonic. It's pretty versatile, so you can use it for different types of content marketing, but it's known for being really user friendly. So it's a good one for beginners, people who are just starting out with AI.
Okay. So, Write Sonic, user-friendly content marketing. Got it. What else?
Then there's Writer AI. And what's interesting about this one is it's really focused on helping brands keep a consistent voice. Like if you have a certain style guide or, brand personality, it uses AI to make sure everything you write stays true to that.
That's actually really smart, especially for companies that have, very specific ways they talk to their customers.
Yeah, it's about AI compliance, really.
Right.
But then on the other end of the spectrum, you have something like Write CR, which is it's known for being super affordable. They have free plans and even some unlimited plans.
Okay, so that makes sense. You have your, beginner-friendly option, your brand consistency tool, and then something that's just like really budget-friendly. But they're all for like general writing, right?
Well, yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
But then you have these really cool, um, more niche tools that are like targeted to very specific types of writing,
Okay, like what?
like pseudo-write. Now, this one is specifically designed for fiction writers.
Fiction. Wow, that's interesting. How does that even work?
Well, I'm not a fiction writer myself, but from what I understand, it helps with things like developing plot points and characters, and even generating different writing styles.
Ah. And then there's one for students, right?
Yes, Yomu.ai. This is a big one for students, also researchers. It can help with, analyzing documents, pulling out key information, even generating citations.
So it's like an all-in-one research assistant.
Yeah, pretty much. And then for business professionals, you have ProWrite AI. This one understands industry-specific terms and can even adapt to different workflows.
Okay, so it's like it learns how your business works and uses the right language.
Exactly. And then there's Creative Flow, which is interesting because it focuses on like narrative intelligence. It helps writers, craft compelling stories.
That's pretty wild. So it's not just about fixing grammar or, rephrasing things. These tools are actually getting into the creative process.
They really are.
So we've talked about a lot of like specific writing tools, but what about the big AI models that everyone's using like ChatGPT and Gemini?
Yeah. So those are general purpose AI models, but they're incredibly powerful and they can definitely be used for writing. I mean, they can generate all sorts of content like blog posts, scripts, even poems.
Okay, so if you're comfortable with those platforms, you could just use them for like pretty much anything you need to write.
Exactly. And then there are a few more tools that are worth mentioning that are specifically designed for like business-focused writing. So, for example, you have Jasper, which is a really popular one. It can handle like full-blown marketing campaigns, create different types of content, the whole works.
And I've heard of AnyWord too. That's another one for marketing, right?
Yes. AnyWord is really good at creating high-performing content. So think, ads, social media posts, that kind of thing.
So it's like optimized to get results.
Yeah, pretty much. And then there's Phrase, which actually integrates SEO, search engine optimization, right into the writing process. So it helps you create content that's, going to rank well.
So you're like thinking about SEO from the very beginning.
Exactly. And then there's Byword AI. This one is all about efficiency. It's designed to generate like full articles in like one shot.
Wow, that's impressive. But what if you're writing something longer, like a book or something?
Well, for those longer pieces, there's Novel Crafter. This one is really highly rated, especially for fiction, but also for, long-form nonfiction. It gives you a lot of control over the writing process.
So it's like a digital writing partner almost.
Yeah, you could think of it that way. And then one more to mention for writing, Copy AI. It's really efficient for a lot of copywriting tasks like, product descriptions, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's also really good at summarizing a lot of text quickly.
So if you're like overwhelmed with a bunch of documents, you could use this to like get the gist.
Exactly.
Wow, okay. So that's a lot of AI writing tools. But let's move on to something that we all use every day, right? Email. How is AI changing email?
Oh, it's making a huge difference. There's so many tools popping up like FlowWrite. This one's really cool because it can help you write emails faster across different platforms.
So you're not like switching back and forth between different tools.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And then there's Missive. This one's interesting because it uses AI to help teams collaborate within their email. So you can, share drafts, give feedback, all that stuff right within the email platform.
That's actually really useful.
Yeah, I thought so too. And then there's SmartWriter, which focuses on personalized outreach.
Hmm.
So it can, help you craft messages that are more likely to resonate with the recipient.
So it's like taking the guesswork out of like cold emailing or something.
Yeah, in a way, but then,
Yeah.
there's also the issue of just managing your inbox, right? Like we all get so many
Oh,
emails.
tell me about it.
Right. So there's a tool called SaneBox that uses AI to prioritize your inbox. It like learns what's important to you and filters out the noise.
That's kind of amazing. I could use that.
Right. And then there's Compose AI. This one's a free AI writing assistant, but specifically for email. So it can help you with, composing, replying, all that good stuff.
Okay, so that's like a more budget-friendly option.
Exactly. And then Shortwave is cool. It uses AI to make it easier to search through your emails. So like if you're looking for a specific message or attachment, it can help you find it faster.
Oh, that's so helpful. I spend way too much time searching through my inbox.
Me too. And of course, the big email platforms are getting in on the action too. So like Microsoft has Copilot Pro for Outlook and Google has Gemini for Gmail. They're both integrating AI right into their platforms.
So it's becoming like a standard feature almost.
It really is.
But what about privacy? Like all these AI tools are, analyzing our data, right?
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
But there are some options that are more privacy focused. Like, for example, there's Proton Scribe.
Okay, so there are alternatives.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see like how many different ways AI is being used for email. Like for sales teams, there's Lavender, which actually analyzes the tone of your emails. And then, of course, there's Grammarly, which we mentioned earlier. Yeah. But it can also be used to polish your writing in emails.
Yeah, I use Grammarly all the time.
Me too. It's a lifesaver.
Mm.
And then MailerLite uses AI for marketing emails, so it can like personalize subject lines and, optimize send times.
So it's like making your emails more effective.
Exactly. And then there's this really innovative idea called personal AI, where you can actually train an AI on your own writing style. So it can like draft emails for you that sound just like you.
Wow, that's pretty futuristic.
It is.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground with communication and content creation, but let's shift gears a bit and talk about productivity and organization. Like this is an area where AI could be a huge time saver, right?
Oh, absolutely. And one of the big things here is summarizing text. There are so many AI tools that can do this now. It's incredible.
Yeah, like I'm always getting these long documents and articles, and it takes forever to like read through them all.
I know, right? So, one tool that's really popular for summarization is Quillbot. And they have a tool called Summarizer. And you can even customize the length and style of the summary. So like you can have it as a paragraph or as bullet points, whatever works for you.
Okay, so it's pretty flexible.
Yeah. And Grammarly, which we talked about earlier, they also have a Summarizer tool. And you can adjust the tone and format there as well.
So it's like a one-stop shop for a lot of your writing needs.
Pretty much. And then there's Charlie AI Summarizer. This one's cool because it can handle a lot of different formats like PDFs, Word documents, even audio files.
Wow, audio too. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. And then ClickUp, which is a project management tool, they've integrated AI to summarize things like meeting notes.
So you can like catch up on what happened without having to listen to the whole recording.
Exactly. And even Jasper and Writesonic, which we mentioned earlier for writing, they also have summarization capabilities.
Oh, right. So they're like multi-purpose tools.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're just browsing the web, there's this free Chrome extension called Gimme Summary AI. It can quickly summarize articles for you.
Okay, so you don't even have to leave the page you're on.
Exactly. And Copy.ai, which we talked about earlier, it's also really good at summarizing a lot of documents quickly.
So no matter where you encounter a lot of text, there's an AI that can condense it for you.
Pretty much.
That's amazing. And what about for like academic work? Are there specific tools for that?
Yes, definitely. There are tools like Scribr and Summary Generator that are designed for research papers and other academic writing.
Okay, so they understand the like specific style and requirements of academic writing?
Yeah, exactly. And then for those long meeting recordings, there's Nota, which can generate summaries from the transcripts.
Okay, that's really helpful.
And even Paraphraser.io can summarize in multiple languages.
So it's not just limited to English.
Nope, not at all.
Wow. Okay, so AI is definitely making a big impact on how we handle like information overload. But what about actually managing our time, like scheduling and reminders and all that stuff?
Yeah, that's another area where AI is really starting to shine. There are some really cool tools that can help you be more efficient with your time,
Like what?
like Reclaim. This one's really interesting because it focuses on like protecting time for your personal habits. So like if you want to make sure you're working out every day or, spending time with your family, it can help you block out that time in your schedule.
So it's like making sure you're not overbooked.
Yeah, exactly. And it can also help you find the best times for meetings, taking into account everyone's availability and preferences.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah. And then there's Clockwise. This one works to optimize team calendars. So it can help you create more focused work time, by minimizing distractions and things like that.
Okay, so it's like a team-oriented scheduling tool.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's Motion, which actually integrates AI scheduling directly with project management. So it can help you plan your projects and allocate your time more effectively.
So it's like bringing together your to-do list and your calendar.
Exactly.
That's smart.
And then there are some tools that are more individual focused, like SchedPal is really good for like detailed time blocking. And Trevor is a free task management tool.
Okay, so there are options for people who like to really get granular with their scheduling.
Yeah, definitely. And for sales teams, there's Chronologic, which can automate follow-up reminders so you don't have to, remember to reach out to people. It does it for you.
That's really handy.
Yeah. And then there's some team-oriented schedulers like Scheduler AI and Clara. And Clara is interesting because it actually handles scheduling via email.
Oh, wow. So you don't even have to like go into a separate app.
Nope. And of course, AI is also being incorporated into established calendar apps like Calendly and Google Calendar.
Right, so it's becoming more and more ubiquitous.
It really is.
Okay, so we've talked about summarizing text and managing our time. But what about like the bigger picture of productivity, like how we find and manage information?
Yeah, that's another huge area where AI is having a big impact. Like, think about all the different tools and platforms we use for work. It can be really overwhelming to keep track of everything.
It can. Like I'm constantly switching between like email and Slack and, all these different project management tools. It's a lot.
Right. So, one tool that's really interesting in this space is Catalog. It provides AI-powered knowledge management. So it's like a central hub for all your work information. And it allows for real-time search, but it also backs up its answers with sources.
Okay, so you can like trust that the information is accurate.
Exactly. And then there's Glean. This one's really cool because it helps you search across all your connected work tools. So like if you can't remember where you saw a particular document, you can just search for it in Glean and it'll find it for you.
Oh, that's so helpful. Like I can't tell you how many times I've wasted time just trying to find something.
I know, right? And then for academic researchers, there are tools like Elicit, ResearchRabbit, and SciSpace that are becoming essential for navigating scientific literature.
So they can help you find the most relevant research.
Exactly. And these tools are really smart. They can even like understand the connections between different papers and, help you discover new research that you might not have found otherwise.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And then, of course, we have those versatile AI models, again, like ChatGPT and Gemini. They can also be powerful tools for information retrieval.
Right, because they can like understand your questions and give you pretty comprehensive answers.
Exactly. And we're even seeing AI search engines like Perplexity that provide citations directly with their answers. So you can like verify the information and see where it came from.
Well, that's really important, especially nowadays with so much misinformation out there.
It is. And Google's AI overviews are bringing summaries right into search results.
Okay, so it's like AI is helping us cut through the clutter and get to the information we need faster.
Exactly. And all of this is built on some pretty sophisticated AI concepts like RAG, which helps AI pull from reliable sources, and NLP, natural language processing, which allows computers to understand language.
So it's like a whole ecosystem of AI technologies working together.
It is. And what's really significant is how AI is moving beyond just finding information to providing context and even verifying sources,
Mhm.
which is, so important in today's information landscape.
It is.
Like, it's not enough to just have access to information. You need to know that it's accurate and reliable. And AI is helping us do that.
Wow. Okay. So as we've seen, AI is really integrating into our daily lives in a pretty profound way. This deep dive into 50 tools, and we've only scratched the surface. Really, it underscores how this technology is becoming more and more pervasive, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. And we've really just focused on communication, organization, and information access. But AI is impacting so many other areas of our lives as well.
Right. Like we haven't even talked about, AI in creative fields like image and video generation, or personalized learning platforms, or even applications in personal well-being and making our homes smarter.
It's really just the beginning. And I think it's exciting to think about the possibilities, but also, important to consider the implications.
Exactly. So for you listening, I encourage you to think about which of these areas resonates most with you. Which of these tools might address a specific challenge or inefficiency in your day? It's definitely worth looking into.
And this raises a really fundamental question, which is, as AI continues its rapid development, how will these intelligent assistants ultimately reshape our understanding of what it means to be productive and even how we acquire knowledge in the future?
It's a fascinating thing to consider.
It really is.
All right, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.